Hey, what's up YouTubers? This is Pete Scott here, sales and business mentor for the 1%. If you've checked in on this video because you are someone who is serious about their career or their business and you want to take things to a whole new freaking level, then guess what? You are in the right place. Let me repeat, being here right now is the right place to be because every single day I'm posting a new video on how to close more sales, how to be more influential, how to negotiate and win, which is what today's video is about, how to sell your high ticket items, how to overcome the fear of sales and be able to close as many deals as you wish. That's what this channel is all about. So once again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I encourage you to do it right now. So without any further delay, let's get into today's video, how to negotiate and win. Before I go into the tools, the techniques, the principles, and all the great things that help you to negotiate and win more deals, it's really important that we take a step back. We breathe in and exhale. Why? Because if you do not first and foremost understand the psychology of the negotiation, and if you do not understand the psychology of the negotiator, that's the person that you will be speaking with, then it doesn't matter what tools and techniques you use, they will ultimately unravel because you're not walking in with the right mindset to begin with. So a lot of people tell me, they say, Pete, you know what? Seems like you're a really great negotiator. What do you know about, me being able to win more contracts or win more deals? And they ask me for things that happen in the negotiation. And in fact, I just finished a training course this week where I had sales professionals saying, what do we do in the negotiation? And I always say that the negotiation is just 5%. Write this down. The negotiation is just 5%. 95% happens before you walk in the room. It's the mental preparation that you do. It's understanding who you are talking to. It's getting into a place where you can serve, but equally you can have that passion, that energy, and that grit and determination. So it is well and truly starts in here. So imagine this. You are going to jump out of a plane, and if you jump out of a plane without a parachute and you turn around and say, hey, can you help me? You have no chance. You're going to take the fall. And that is just trying to look at techniques. Working on your own psychology before you go into a presentation is where you actually put on the right parachute before you jump. You know, the great thing is that when you put on the right parachute, it means that when you can jump with confidence, you can jump with certainty, and you can actually enjoy the fall. I don't know if you've heard of James Caan, the serial business entrepreneur. If you haven't, check him out. He'll be here on YouTube. But I remember hearing an interview with him many years ago, and the interviewer said, what's the one thing that has helped you to become a self-made multi-millionaire? And he smiled and he looked back and he said, I love negotiating. I love it. Now think about this for a moment. If you are in the room and you hate negotiating, you can't stand it, or you get nervous, or you have the fear of negotiations, and the person across the table, they love negotiations, which person is going to walk out of there with what they want? Everything starts with how you feel. I don't want to go into fluffy clouds and bunny rabbits here. It's not about that. But think about this for a moment. If you can move from the fear, if you have the fear of negotiating, if you can move from being nervous or being taken off your focus because someone gives you a challenging objection, for example, how much more effective will you be without a single tool or technique? Because I would much rather, as a result of watching this video today, that you walk away with that emotional intelligence, with that conviction, so you can walk in there and you can smile and you can enjoy your next negotiation. Now, of course, you can enjoy your negotiations more with the more skills that you learn. So I'm not going to leave those out in this video today. I'm going to be going through those in the second half of this process. But before, like I say, you need to make sure that you work on this. At the end of the day, this is how it goes in any negotiation in life. The most certain person will always influence the other. You might believe in yourself that you can go in there and do a great job, but belief isn't actually what you need. And you go on Instagram, you see all these quotes, you should believe in yourself and your dreams will come true. We've tried that, right? And our dream still doesn't show up. But in business, it's much more about certainty. You see, the reason why when somebody asks you your name, you can just say your name. So if you ask me my name, I say Pete, is because I have certainty. I've stepped into a place, there's no doubt at all. I have proof that from the day I was born, my name is Pete. It always has been and probably always will be. But if you only believe in yourself, the issue with that is that a belief can be broken, because believing something means that you believe it to be true, but you don't necessarily have the physical evidence. So if you go into a particularly hard negotiation and the person you're negotiating with is certain about the price that they want, and you only believe that you can get the price that you want, they are the one that is going to get their way. It is not about logic. It is not about offering the best price, as many people do. In the world of sales amateurs, and unfortunately there are many out there, they will tell you that, well, negotiating is just about stating your reasons and stating the benefits, and then from there stating the price. Actually, it's not. Negotiating is so much more about understanding people. So rather than being just a product expert, you also need to be a people expert. Everybody lives their life from their own map. We all share the external map, the map of the world. That's why if I said to you, do you want to meet me in Tottenham Court Road in central London, and I gave you the address, you could meet me at the exact place where I say. However, when we meet someone, we are dealing not with the external map, we're actually dealing with what? Their internal map. You have your internal map too. This internal map is built up of your beliefs, your values, your habits, your likes, your dislikes. Everything that makes you, you is from your internal map. Most people, what they do when they go into a negotiation is they go in and they try and influence the person they're trying to sell to from their own map. But here's the top tip for you. Rather than going in and trying to convince from your map and you stating why you believe it's right for that person, the best negotiators go in and they know immediately, whether they do this subconsciously or consciously, they know that it's about influencing and negotiating from the other person's map. See, if you can understand the motivators, if you can understand the values and the top priorities of the person sat in front of you, you can gear your conversation in the right way. And by doing this, you can make the conversation win-win. So let me give you a very quick example. I went into a company where I was in a hard negotiation, and the CEO of the business was a particularly tough guy, and I was talking about all the money he would, his business would make as a result of doing sales training with me. And I just wasn't getting anywhere in this conversation. But then as I listened to him, he kept talking about his team and how he had built his team over 5 years, how he felt they needed to work better together, how he felt that the training that I could provide could create more synergy amongst his team and more camaraderie. And then I realized we both wanted the same thing. We both wanted my training to be in his business, but he wasn't too worried about the money. That was just another benefit. What he was focused on was that his team were going to get a reward. We're going to, get something amazing from this training. So in that moment, I was able to switch up the conversation, talk about the same things, but instead of talking about the money he would generate from sales training, I started to talk about how sales training will bring his team together. The negotiation went from a tough one to one of the easiest ones I've had in my life. And over the last 2 years, that same client has been one of my best clients. And as a business, we've continued to work with them and help their business, support their business to go to a number of new levels. And I'm sure that relationship will continue for years. But right now, what I don't want you to do is go into these negotiations and try and convince people. Go into these negotiations and tell them they need to do this and do that. It is really about understanding where they're coming from. And then being able to ask the right questions that get to the root of their value system. If you are only asking questions that are surface level questions or just based around your product, you will never get past go. You have to dig deeper than that. You have to understand what is their number one priority. Now, these questions don't need to be too ingenious. They're quite straightforward. What is the number one thing you want to get from working together? What is the number one priority in your business or your life that has to happen over the next 6 months? Let the other person tell you. So from there, by putting all that together, the negotiation can head in the way that you want. So my final tip on this is all down to the price bit, because you don't want a bidding war, right? So many people, unfortunately, when they go into a negotiation, they go in trying to get this price, and then the negotiator is trying to get this price, and it just turns into this crazy thing. So here's your top tips here. Number one, never break on price. Now, the reason for it is because if you've gone in, you've built up all of this value, and then the negotiator says, oh, it's too expensive, and you say, well, we'll knock down the price, you've just showed that actually you can't be trusted, because the value you put out there where you're saying, oh, it's actually not really worth that much, I was trying to overcharge you, but now you say you've not got the money, we'll knock it down. A much better approach is when somebody says to you, it's expensive, you say, absolutely, yes it is, and that's why you came to see me. However, if budget is truly an issue for them, and I can do another video on this, by the way, just on this one topic, I have at least another video I can do, if not many more. But I want you to bear this in mind, that if somebody is really negotiating with you and they're trying to knock down the price, the best thing you can do at this point is to turn around to them and say, okay, I understand that the budget is important for you, so let's take a look at the proposal for you. What parts of it do you feel are not essential, and I will take out, so we both get a great deal at the end of this. Your job is not to drop price. Your job is to find a solution that works for your client. And from there, the final thing is have your walk away time, where you know that maybe that client just isn't right for you. So in your mind, you have to have that set that you've got to be able to say no. By being willing to say no and stand by your business and stand by that you have a great product or service, that will make you more money in the future, because you know you'll build up that confidence and you'll build up that conviction to go and find the clients who deserve you and the ones that you can truly help. Thank you for today's video. Comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what next video you want, and I'll see you in another YouTube video.